Okay. Okay, guys, it's 2 p.m. We're going to start. Welcome again to a special lecture on Funnel Your Project FYP presentation skill. It's about presenting your ideas. Well done. You have done a great job. It was very short time to do your FYP, but you pull it through. Well done. I'm allowing more people to join us. Kelly. Okay, so you started with ideas, how to solve a particular problem, discuss with supervisors, how to solve the problems, and then you went to the lab, generate data, and now you have data, you have your writings, your dissertation, and then you are ready with your presentation. So all of these are all ideas, yeah. They are there in your brain, and you put it on piece of papers, and you will put it on your slide for presentation. These are all ideas. Okay, you want to sell your ideas. Maybe somebody will want to hear and may buy the ideas for doing other things. It could be asking for a grant to do research. It could be solving problem in the real industry. Maybe they want to use your idea to solve the real industry problems. But as far as we are concerned, we are just talking about idea today. We are presenting and selling our ideas, yeah. Okay, I'm still letting people joining us. Hang on. All right, so the time has come, finally, after several weeks of data generation, problem solving, getting the chemicals, sleepless night, coming to work after office hours, weekend. Finally, the time has come that you think you are ready to squeeze your FYP dissertation. Out of that dissertation, you're going to squeeze out, you're going to extract what we call there in that question mark. That is what we call the G's, or the essence of the funnel year projects. Yeah, what is the essence? We want that. We do not want to read the whole FYP dissertation. It's a lot of time needed. So in that 50 pages dissertation, you're going to compress it into 15 minutes of presentation that will make everybody understand, appreciate, and hopefully entertain. So we want this. This is the essence of your FYP dissertation. How many? Probably around 2.5 months of data generation of your work. The essence of that is going to be revealed during the presentation. So we can't wait to see that presentation coming soon. Yeah. So why are we doing this? You think about it, everybody knows how to do FYP presentation. You do not need to be told what to do. There is introduction, there is materials, methods, there is results and discussion, conclusion, etc. You already know, but we still want to go beyond the FYP here. Instead of jumping this one hurdles, we want you to keep on running and jumping higher hurdles that is beyond FYP. That is going to improve further your skill in terms of presentation persuasively. I'm sure you have learned persuasive oral presentation. So we want you to improve on that, going beyond your projects. Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of talking about, say, UKM, UMS, UMK, UMT, some private universities, UITM. So I've been the examiner of the program. So one of the work that I do is to observe the final year presentation. Yeah. So most of them present, like I said, the ordinary presentation, the ordinary final year project students would present lots of tag, etc. So it is okay, but we do not want you to be okay. We want you to be excellent, yeah, outstanding, beyond the ordinary FYP, so that you can use that for your future career. You want to excel in your future career. So thank you again for coming. You were introduced with this concept of only presenting your essence of your work, whatever being written in the thesis, in the dissertation is something else. What you're going to present is something else, the essence, yeah? So let me introduce to you your audience. This is your audience. It looks like your food technology lecturers. We have two faces. One of our faces on your left, which is something to do with entertainment. You know, you don't want something complex. You want something simple, and we hate boring presentations. So, but another big chunk of our brain as an academics, as a scientist, we want to see logic, we want to see critical thinking, we want to see evidence, we want to see data. It's a data-centric presentation. You cannot achieve your objective. You want to see justification, you want to see proper analysis, and the whole thing we want to see flow. And above all, we want to see a good science. We are scientists. We enjoy good science. Yeah. So this is your audience, the people, who's going to judge, who's going to evaluate your presentation, not only here in the university, but one day you will present somewhere, perhaps in your new product development proposal. Maybe you're going to present your top management, anything. So you must remember your audience. Half of the face is orangutan and another half is going to be human. Yes, we all human, but deep inside we are very, very emotional creature. We get angry easily. We get depressed easily. We get sad easily. These are all our orangutan side, yeah? So as I mentioned in pop classes, you can let students to sit for 2 hours without doing anything, just listen to the class lecturers, just listen to the teacher. 2 hours, they can handle it. But for orangutan, it takes them maybe 5 minutes. They already, they can't handle it anymore. They just wanted to leave the class. So they want something interesting. They don't want complexity. Okay. So just to recap what you have learned in the persuasive oral presentation, POP. Okay, I'm going to show these notes because it is important, but I also want to mention again that this is a bad slide because of the wordy, so many text, so much text. Yeah, we don't want you to do that. So from here, just to remind you, the primal brain versus the rational brain. The primal brain is like the brain of the orangutan just now. Instinct and emotion versus the brain of the scientist, which is logic and evidence. So whatever that you're going to present is mostly here, the rational brain, mostly for complex thinking, reasoning, decision making, critical thinking, plan for the future, etc. Okay, it's slow and deliberate. So you can imagine if we have so many things to do and we have so many presentation to see, and this rational brain requires a lot of fuel. So sooner or later, this fuel will start to diminish. We become out of fuel pretty soon, and we start to rely on this primal brain, the brain of the orangutan. So we are starting to feel emotionally attacked. We are starting to follow our instinct, yeah. We are hungry, we want things to finish early, and that can affect our judgment. So it is very important for you to consider this, yeah. Both brains must be used. Again, this is a bad slide. In persuasive communication, while providing logic, you must also address the other brain, which is the primal brain, yeah. It is essential to appeal to primal as well as rational brains. So what I'm doing here is showing you an example. This is a bad slide anyway, but I need to show the notes, yeah. I promise you after this, there's not going to be any bad slides, yeah. So this is a good slide, a better slide. So you're given like 15 minutes of presentation. Hopefully during this 15 minutes, approximately 15 slides will be dedicated for the logic, the critical thinking, the evidences, the primary data, the secondary data, whatever considered scientific, whatever that is normally being required during final year projects. And hopefully about 3 to 4 slides will be used as transition, to connect between certain parts of the presentation to another parts. Okay, so these 3 to 4 slides will help with making the whole presentation more persuasive. However it is, the whole slides of the presentation is going to be designed persuasively. That is what we're going to cover today. So I know it is after 2. I know you have a heavy lunch. I know you do not have enough sleep. So relax. Just relax, just observe without doing to think so much. Yeah, relax. So again, this is Pop lecture coming back. Want you to recall what we have learned during your first year. The primal stimulus is about personal because people want to survive. Contrastable because we want to speed up things. We don't want to show 10 different monkeys. We show A versus B monkeys. Okay, tangible to simplify, memorable to store less, visual to see, emotional is to sense. So if we can cover at least half of this in our slide, we are okay already. We have the elements of persuasion inside the presentation, then we are okay. We managed to cover a little bit for the primal brain, yeah? So everybody can follow? Give me thumbs up. It's hard with a WebEx presentation. No thumbs up? Okay, good. Thanks, guys. Okay, again, you were taught this is all how it's done, yeah? This is you presenting to your lecturer here. It's going to be your audience, so you must be strategic, must be very clever, very creative to attack her primal brain. It's going to be you use personal stimuli, you use contrastable, tangible, memorable, visual, and emotional stimuli. Okay? Now, let's talk about you. There, lots of sweat. But if you talk in front of the screen, then it is okay, yeah? But if you have to talk in front of people, in front of the audience, especially your lecturers, or you are there in front of 1,000 audience, if you're not used to it, if it is something new, then yes, you will have fear. It's like talking in front of tigers. Imagine talking in front of 1,000 tigers. That's crazy. So the thing is, guys, the tigers are real. If you talk in front of tigers, the tigers are real. Yes, but the fear that you have in your head is not real. That fear is only real for you. It is generated only by your thoughts. If we watch you from far from TV, we do not have the fear. Only you experience the fear. This is called subjective reality. Yeah, in reality, you are afraid alone. So, in reality, also, your greatest enemy is not the tiger, Your greatest enemy is your own thoughts. Yeah. However, no worries, no tiger will attend your FYP seminar. No tiger wants to listen to your FYP seminar. Yeah. The tiger saying your FYP is boring. Okay, it's true. The origin of the fear comes from where here, I think lah. Yeah, I don't know exactly how the hell this fear of public speaking came about. Long time ago, I don't remember people talk to publics. But if you live in a small, close community like this, your safety, your security was dependent on the community. You have to follow what the community say. There is a standard. There's a way to talk. So you make one mistake, you deviate from the community standards, you will be rejected. You will be forsaken. They put you out. And when you are out from the community, you are not protected by the society, by the people around you, then your survival will be an issue. Yeah. You could be the feed for the tiger or for the wild. Yeah. So to be accepted, you need to follow community's rule, guidelines, and standards. You make a wrong move, you make a small mistakes in your words and your action, then you could be rejected, you could be sidelined or forsaken. Okay, so that is why until today, when we are given the task to give a public speaking task to talk in front of people, we are really scared. It is something very scary. However, if you have to take shower in the morning, really, really cold morning, and your shower has no electricity, no heat to it, it is really, really cold. Like you stay in Genting Highland or Cameron Highland and you have no heater, it is really cold, right? You don't want to go into the shower, it's really cold. Okay, you have fear. Okay, you have fear to the cold water. It's really, really cold. It will give you a chill. Agree? So the longer you wait for you to go into the shower, the time, the more fear generated here inside the head, which is the thoughts. Okay, and this is the source, the root cause of our fear. That's why you are thinking about your presentation. The more you think about your presentation, and maybe 1 week away, 2 weeks away, the more fear that we develop. Yeah. So the roots of fear is that most of the time you think too much. You think too much about the future. I can create fear easily here. I can talk about next week. I can talk about next month. I can give you scenario during the presentation. I can say the examiners will ask this question, that question, and then you become uncertain whether you can answer this question. And suddenly you have fear and you have worry. Yeah, just like that. Because you're too much into the future. Thinking about the future too much generate fear. And because of the time, a lot of things happening in our brain, it generate more fear, and unnecessarily we are becoming overthinking, and we fail to live in the now. What I want you to do is to observe, to find any spot in this picture, and I want you to observe that particular spot. Just observe the spot, yeah? Only that particular spot, any spot, not just the spot that I mark X. I want you to observe the spot. Observe until you can feel the picture move. Okay, you start seeing things moving left and right. If that is really working, if there is a movement, then you are really observing correctly. Yeah, you really observe the spot, the particular spot. Yeah, this is an exercise for those of you who too much into the future, worry too much, afraid what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen next week. So you have to exercise to be khushu only towards this particular point. Yeah, observe. It is a skill. Okay. So there's no point for you to do your presentation if you don't enjoy it. And when you are so afraid, some people are so scared they have unnecessarily, I don't know, forget things. Fear will make you forget things. Yeah, it's a waste of your resource. Okay, do not be afraid, guys. Enjoy it, relax. But my greatest fear every time is not because I'm not prepared or anything. But my greatest fear in any presentation is this, yeah, is that people are bored. People want to sleep. People are cursing us. Yeah, so boring. We have no choice. All presentation are like that, but we have to make it interesting for them. We have to find a way how to make the talk interesting, because there are 40 of you, 45 of you, and every one of you will have different titles, and every one of you will have different materials, method, different hypothesis. And it's all about the sign. If you do not try to entertain the primal brain, then everybody will go sleepy, bored, they want to kill you. Okay? So relax, just talk like you talk to a friend. Use all kind of vocal varieties, use pace, sometimes with talk quickly if you want to reach to a certain point, talk quickly. If you want to scare them, talk slowly like this, pace it down. Sometimes speak higher, volume high, or low. That is called rhythm or cadence. It's like singing. So by using all kind of variety of these vocal varieties of sound from your mouth, it helps. It helps to make the presentation like a story. Okay. We meet our friend, we talk, we chit chat over tetare. That's it. That's it. You are talking like that. No? That's what differentiate between final year project thesis and final year project presentation. Okay. Be like talking to a friend. Okay, everybody knows how to structure final year project, yeah? You know how the presentation work. There is introduction, there is background, there's problem. You don't have to do all this. This is two basics, yeah? After maybe problem statement, there is hypothesis, maybe you believe your methods, your ideas, you want to solve the problem. And then you give the objectives. Two objectives is good for this FYP. And then methodology, simplify it. And then after that, you're going to present whatever results, and then you discuss your results, and then conclusion, and the future work, and then acknowledgement. That is more or less the flow. Okay, and to design the slide should not be a problem as well. I mentioned in the persuasive oral presentation, this is an image, 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 this is an image. So the text is an image. So without being lazy, you have to choose which one is the most visual. Make it visual. So this is not so visual. This is okay, but this is not okay. So at the end, maybe that is more visual. Okay, meaning which one will stand out. So you decide. Do not just because once you settle with your sign, with your project, you must remember the primal brain of the audience also need attention, not just the work, yeah, not just the science. There must be beyond FYP. Okay, so if you present your background, the literature review normally, a lot of people just write down, yeah. That's not really cool. what you can do now, especially when you're presenting in front of the screen using Waybacks, which is, easy for you now. You can show on the slide this part of the paper or the literature that you want to review. And somewhere here is what you're going to verbally read somewhere, because you can. So what people see is only here, the literatures, and then you can read a study by Yun Tao, ETO 2023. So, or you can just say, this study by Yun Tao, 2023, indicated that vitamin K2 supplementation, blah, blah, blah. Or you use a better, friendly words to express this particular literature. Yeah. You can use ChatGPT to rephrase, to summarize the paper. And then you can ask ChatGPT to express in the friendly manner so that it will not sound too formal. If it sounds too formal, people know you're reading. Okay. Okay, what is the problem? That's a problem statement. Okay. And then we have typical main content of the technology-based YP. If you go to School of Biology or School of Chemistry, Chemical Sciences, maybe physics, they are science-based. Yeah? They're very, very pure science. In your case, you are technology-based. You want to solve certain problems in industry. So in your hypothesis, what is your hypothesis? What is your idea to solve the problem? Before that, there is already a problem statement, and now you want to suggest the solution and why you think your solution will work. That is your first idea. And scientifically, what is the science behind the solution, which is another hypothesis, okay? And then you have objective 1, objective 2, you have methods. So each objective has their own methods, right? Maybe this one has 4 methods, this one has 3 methods. 4 methods to prove objective 1 and 3 methods to serve objective 2. Okay, maybe the methods come in the form of images. Instead of describing texture analyzer, you just put a photo of texture analyzer. Instead of one by one, you show flow chart. Make it easy, make it flow, make it simple, yeah, no complexity. And then sometimes we perform this nutritional composition. We characterize the sample, maybe pH, maybe the basic properties in the table 1, maybe. Then you have the results. You show the technology works or it doesn't work. I don't know which one, depending. So first part of the presentation should be about the technology. Second is about the science behind it. Okay, maybe figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, maybe more than that, maybe less. So figure 1, figure 2, figure 3 show that my idea works. Okay, whatever I hypothesize will work. And then figure 4, figure 5, maybe table 2 show that the science behind it, how to explain the technology. Yeah. So you combine the technology, it works, and the science behind it. So it helps with completing the whole story. Okay. Finally, after doing the result and discussion, you have conclusion. You're going to go back to your objective, yeah, this objective, and you're going to answer in the conclusion. Okay, but you don't have to say objective 1 is this, objective 2 is that. Can you remind people? I would like to remind you of my objective, this and this. The conclusion derived from this project is, okay, then you it's like answering the objective, but not in the boring way lah. You find a way how to make it interesting. So this is typical main content of technology-based final year project. Most people follow this kind of flow. Okay, but you need to incorporate with the persuasive presentation. So what I suggest you to do, okay, you have a title page, just to show it first. The second slide is important because during this second slide is what you are being judged immediately. So you don't want to go straight into the project. You want to, maybe you can ask question. You want to talk about your personal story. Maybe you want to show statistic. Then you want to give a shocking news. Then when you want to share a quote or something. For this is a compelling introduction. Yeah, it's critical. About 7 seconds. You have 7 seconds to engage the audience. Okay. Then when people engage with this compelling introduction, then you can go into the background, maybe 2 or 3 slides, maybe then go to problem statement. Why are we doing this? What's the importance of this work? Then you start about hypothesis, the objective. Then somewhere here, people are starting to get bored. You can introduce some kind of transition. I don't know what, maybe something creative, something relevant to the project, yeah, but must be creative in order to engage the primal brain. Okay, so you managed to link transition between objective and materials method. This one about 2 or 3 slides, and the major one. But before we go to the major one, another transition. Now we are ready for result and discussion. Create something. Okay, then going to be maybe 5-7 slides of result discussion, conclusion, future work, before you end another high end, which is another big ideas related to that. Big ideas, yeah. What can you say about the whole exercise? Finally, they're going to be acknowledgement and references. Okay, this is typical structure, but whatever I said, whatever your supervisor say, the best is you to decide your best order. You decide your best order. Yeah. It could be anyway that you think appropriate. It could be something creative. Yeah. Many ways. Sometimes what a good presenter can do, they can start. Sometimes they start with this. Yeah, with this compelling introduction. They start here. That you give us a shock. The audience becomes so shocked. This guy start with a slide, a very shocking slide or statistic or news, whatever. You just got shocked, huh? You talk for maybe 7 seconds and then, Assalamualaikum, good morning. My name is blah, blah, blah. I'm going to talk about blah, blah, blah. He start here, then only he introduce himself on the second slide. That's crazy, but it works. Wonderful. Be creative, follow your intuition. You know better than I do. It is your project, yeah. You are doing a project on fish. You can start with a fish, something there, but you have to be careful not to spoil it. It has to work for you. Okay. Compelling first slide is very important. It's going to be. It's like giving you some kind of a fire or like a spark, yeah, a spark. It's like you're giving a warm spark in the beginning. People get shocked. It is a signal to the audience that something good is on the way. Yeah. So it's very compelling. It gives signal something good is on the way. You better think, what is this compelling first slide? That people are getting ready. They're not saying, this is another LYP. No, this is something else. This is something big, something crazy is coming. Well, it's like going for a date, yeah. I think some of you are starting to find girlfriend here. It's compelling first light is something like that, yeah. If you bring flowers and you dress like this, very nice. You go and pick her up. She start thinking about this Vita Wamas kind of guy. If you go like that, ayo, no shame. Then she know this guy is going to take me to Subaida Nasi Kandar only. Okay, that's how important compelling first slide is. You must start the presentation correctly. Otherwise, nobody will get a good first impression. Okay? So typical structure again is actually, if you observe well the whole thing from beginning to the end, from the compelling first slide until the end, from the transition, from the design of the each slide, these are all story. Yeah. If you just do it like copy paste from your dissertation, copy paste into the PowerPoint or Canva, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, and hoping that people's going to enjoy it, you're wrong. Yeah, you have a data, but it has no life. So by doing all this, we are actually introducing story to the presentation. We turn the boring scientific presentation into something like a movie, a story. We give the presentation soul. Okay, like watching Netflix, yeah. So, but you have to balance thing right, because we have more data lah. There's primary data from your work, and then there is secondary data from the literatures. Okay, so there's going to be a lot more data. So I would say probably around 80% should be on the rational brain, only 20% on the primal brain. But if you see carefully, that 20% of the primal brain is the one that's going to make decision. Yeah. So you must not leave the primal brain out of the equation. Okay. You must balance it well. Balance doesn't mean 50-50. Balance means there are more aspects of rationality. There are more data. There are more critical thinking. There are more logics. Okay. Follow the flow of the typical FYP. Okay, balance, that's what we mean by balance, yeah? Because we want to watch Netflix, your data is just an excuse. Okay, I did this in your POP, POP, in your first year. It's very, very neatly presented like this. I don't want it to present so boring like this. Look at your left now. It's normal, no challenge, yeah? It's only informative. Okay, this guy will walk on the wire, no problem whatsoever. No problem. What's good with something, no problem. We want problem, we want to solve the problem. So what we do in our presentation, what we call with story, we introduce the problem. We call this problem as tension. Okay, we must create the tension. And then after people are starting to feel the tension, they are struggling, then we add the solution here. Okay, then people will feel a victory. We restore the balance. In this case, your final year project solution is the restoring the balance. Yeah. In the beginning, we just make it urgent and painful. Okay. I'm going to show you what I did. Example here. I start with a compelling first slide. Talk about, this is the picture of my mother. Not real, of course. Could be your mother, could be your grandmother, whoever that you think you love so much. Okay. But it's not a real mother. You have to talk about anybody. In this case, I can talk that my mom passed away. So it's okay, and it's true. It's a real story. It's a compelling first slide. This is the picture of my mother. She died in the year blah blah blah, and because of hypertension, high blood pressure. Okay. That is the first slide. The second slide I will talk about, and I found out that my mother was not alone. There are many other Malaysians who died of hypertension. Okay, in this particular newspaper cutting, 73% Malaysian die of hypertension, diabetes, heart disease. So we use the pop, the stimuli from the pop. You can see there we are actually using the personal stimuli, because the audience like us, they want to survive. So we are feeling a threat from the hypertension there. Okay, so you create the first tension. We are having issue with hypertension. That's the first tension. The second tension, and we go to the third slide. Okay, hang on. Yeah, third slide here. Okay, then I start giving more newspaper cutting. I'm talking about the silent killer of hypertension. because 79% of Malaysians are consuming almost 8 grams of salt every day. And then I can talk about high sodium consumption pattern among Malaysian population. Then Malaysian community salt survey found out blah blah blah. Attention to we are eating way too much salt. Then slide number 4, I can talk about the number of deaths by risk factor. Then number 1 is high blood pressure. Number 5 there, diet high in sodium. And then I can start bringing the noodles in. It is we eat noodles almost every day, and noodle is very high in sodium. I'm starting to open up more problems related to the study. And then I go to the attention number 4. WHO recommend only 5 grams of sodium chloride per day, but we Malaysian we consume about almost 8 grams of sodium chloride per day, 3 grams more than recommended. Okay, so something is really happening here. It is urgent. It is painful. We need to do something about it. So, and then I asked the audience, how you have lived to 50 years old, how much noodles have you eaten all your life? Yeah. So we back to personal, all about personal, a threat. We are giving threat to the audience. Yeah. It is another attention number 5. So hopefully by combining the story about the mother, about the condition of the Malaysian now, how much salt we are eating, and then how much salt in noodles, and how far we are above the recommendation of 5 grams a day. And then everybody realized that we are eating a lot of noodles since we are alive. Then I'm ready to introduce the solution. In your case, you're going to introduce why you want to do your FYP, the title, the proposed solution to the problem, So now I want to is restoring the balance. Okay, we have the solution. We are going to flip risk factors of death from very high sodium noodles to 0 sodium. And this is the first sodium-free wheat noodle in the world, blah, blah, blah. I can talk about the noodles now. Okay, now I can go and show data, and I can convince the audience. And even here, it is about self-explanatory. Okay, you see here, I choose the right color, 4 different color, 4 different sample. So people can differentiate between the sample, and then this is control versus the salt 0. So all of this is something to do with contrastable. This is contrastable. Okay, this is all contrastable. And then tangible, we simplify it. In actual, you have so much data, right? All data in numbers, we convert, we do something to the data, and we convert into very nice and easy to understand graph. And people want things to be memorable. They want to stay alive. We simplify it again. And the color, the size, make it visual. Yeah. All of this make it visual. It is self-explanatory. The audience does not need to think so much. They just need to observe, and they got it. Yeah. Okay. Good is 2:43. Wow. I thought it's going to be short, but it's quite long. Next. Awake, get awake. Wake up, wake up. Okay, listen to my final advice, guys. Number 1, less is more. What I saw from previous FYP is that some of you are so lazy, you just copy paste from your discussion in your FYP dissertation, you copy paste into Canva or PowerPoint. That's not good. Yeah, do not copy paste your dissertation. And then there are so many data, sometimes you do not need to show all. Show what is considered as the essence. Yeah, choose wisely. You do not want to overwhelm audience with too much data. Okay, and because you're given 15 minutes, so you have to find out these G's. Yeah, extract the dissertation. Only take what is considered the essence of your FYP. Okay, there's so many to cover otherwise. Okay, okay, and then your rational brain, this guy is very, very hungry. Our brain consume like 25% of the fuel we eat. So a rational brain needs fuel. If the rational brain has not enough fuel, will use uh, you will use your primal brain to explain things, which is not good. You have to use your rational brain. Then only it sounds intelligent, like a university students. Yeah. So eat well, no Maggie and all that. Appropriate food, appropriate amount. You eat too much, you become sleepy. You eat so close to the presentation, you become, it takes 2 hours for energy to reach the brain from the food. Yeah. And then appropriate time before the presentation. So, like you presenting around 12, you need to eat around 10. You really didn't eat well, then maybe some kind of Milo or something with sugar should help. So you are the star. You have to savor the moment. Every slide counts and every minute is precious. Yeah. Enjoy the show. Do not try to finish it in a hurry. You are given the time. Okay. Your FYP is like a pet porcupine. You know porcupine, yeah? Landa. And this presentation is like thorns. This is very painful. It's cute, but the thorn can give us pain. So something thorny is something like this, causing distress, difficulty, or trouble. A thorny problem for our team to solve. So that is your FYP. It's like a porcupine. Whatever it is, embrace your porcupine anyway. Okay, it is something that is going to take you into your next level of presentation. Do this well. Okay, any question? Nothing? 2:47. All right. Um, Nobody is sleeping. Wow. Okay, guys, thank you very much for your attention. So good luck. Entertain me. Okay. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye.